afternoon. I want to keep you updated. We have a couple of tornado warnings that have been issued. We have two of them going on in the western part of South Dakota. Let's take a look at the radar here, and you can see, zoom in here, and you can see the two flashing red boxes on your television, or on your, excuse me, not television, just the regular screen. That is where we have a tornado warning, which is in effect now, and this is in effect until the one farther to the south. That one goes until 5:45. The southernmost one, and then the northernmost one goes until 6 o'clock. Possible tornado, and now we got to worry about who's in line here. Thankfully, there's not a whole lot of towns that are in line of this. Rapid City, it has passed your area, but now we got to worry about the possible area that there could be a tornado. This is suspected area number 1. If there were to be a tornado, it would be right in this this little notch right here that is going on, and prime area number 2. As the radar is refreshing, it would be right in there. That would be the suspected area number 2 of where there would be suspected tornado development. And it's heading in an easterly. Both of these cells is embedded in a line, and it's moving in a kind of an easterly, southeasterly direction. So there's not a whole lot of communities or towns that is affected by this yet. However, that could change if these cells keep moving the way it's moving. I can't ignore the rest of the area. We got a lot of strong thunderstorms. We got one up here in Harding County that is north of Buffalo. This one is for nickel-sized hail. This one goes until 5:45, so another couple minutes or so. And then also farther to the south, we have a severe thunderstorm warning for Fall River and parts of areas in Custer. This warning goes until 6 o'clock. So we got a lot of thunderstorms that is rolling through, and this is all going to form a wall of wind, and it's going to move east. We have a severe thunderstorm watch for Harding, Perkins, and Butte County in South Dakota up here in the northwest. That goes until 9 o'clock Central Time. And then the areas in yellow is where we have a tornado watch that is in effect until 10 p.m. Central Time. So that's what we have going on right now. I want to pull up a different map, pull up a source, and this is kind of behind the scenes velocity look at what's going on. And you can see what's going on. It's right here in this northeast of Rapid City. You can see the two suspected areas. I would say both of them look pretty strong right now, but it looks like there's probably a little bit of a tighter, more pronounced signature farther to the north up by White Owl, the far northern one, as they're both trying to fight each other off and try to be better than the other. It's kind of the characteristic of this thunderstorm development area. So as we continue to monitor things here, this is what we have going on. Let me zoom in here. And this is what we have going on. Let me do a storm track, see how far this is away from Rapid City. It is currently about, the southernmost one's about 30 miles away. And the farther north one is about 50 miles away or plus. So that's just a little estimate there. So as we continue to watch here, tornado warnings continue. We have 2 of them. Also, we have severe thunderstorm warnings for this area. That are areas in yellow. That goes until 6:30, the northernmost one. And then that one, the farther south one, goes to 5:45. That tornado warning down, the southernmost one goes till 5:45 p.m., so we'll see if that gets reissued or will it expire. We'll see here in the next minute. Let's see, we're going to have to start paying attention to the Pierre area here and see how far it is away from Pierre. Right now, it's still quite a bit away. Quite a ways away. It's about 100 miles away, I'd say. away, but we still got to keep an eye on the storms here as it's in the coverage area and it's moving, it's racing to the east very quickly. I'd say about anywhere from 50 to 60 miles an hour. Also, I want to just mention, throw this out there, that there is some isolated showers in the eastern part of South Dakota, but nothing looking to be severe, nothing. That is just some general showers that are pushing through the area, and in fact, it's dissipating as I speak, so that's just something worth noting, that there's just some showers, but nothing that's going to be going on in that area. But this is where we have the issues and the problems, and it is right here, and in fact, they have just updated the tornado warning. Instead of expiring it, they have extended it, unfortunately, into Pennington County, into parts of eastern Pennington County. I'm sorry, I can't pronounce this right now. I got a lot going on right now, so just bear with me here. We have 3 tornado warnings right now. One of them will be expiring here any second. It's probably the next radar sweep. And this next one, I'm guessing, goes until 6:30. No, 6:15, and it's kind of dipping kind of in a southeasterly direction now. I kind of noticed the one down here, this tornado warning, had the same characteristic. It kind of shifted south. It kind of went east. It went in an easterly direction, and since it's now kind of going in a south direction. And that's kind of the characteristics of these. So it looks like there is a little bit of a pronounced signature. If there were to be a tornado, now on this one, it would be right in here. It looks like that would be the suspected area. If there were rotation embedded with that, it would be right in here. Looks like would be if there was a tornado warning, or if there would be any tornado. I'll zoom out a little bit. The secondary area of concern is right in here. We have the secondary area of concern, and it is right there. And here's the other area of concern right now. It is right in there, and it is. Those are the 2 areas of concern right now that we are focusing on, the greatest possible concern. So we're going to stay on here as much as we need to cover these storms, as we've got information coming in throughout the evening. We'll be covering things here. But just wanted to let you know there is a couple tornado warnings going on right now in the western part of South Dakota. Let's see if any towns are impacted out of this. Let me switch gears here. I'm just pulling up. I'm going to pull up a different radar. I'm going to use a different radar very quickly here and just see what's going on. But I do want to mention, if you are in eastern Pennington County, or if you're anywhere near that area, please be taking cover, or just be prepared here. This is a very dangerous situation that needs to be monitored very closely. Let's get a new frame of the velocities. As the radar's refreshing, we got 2 tornado warnings that are going on right now, and let's see. I'm using the National Weather Service source here to help me out with the velocity, and as I usually pull up here, let's see if we can pull up any velocities. I know we got a very tight circulation here. If they extended both warnings, there's got to be a tight circulation in this area. Yeah, there's a very, very strong circulation on both of them, especially the one farther to the north. That one looks really suspecting to be very, very, very strong. And now, if you're in Wall, I want you to be paying attention to the southernmost storm, because that's where it is right now. And that's where it's going to be heading towards if it keeps going at its pace and direction. It's going to be heading towards Wall here within the next half an hour or so. And then up to the one east of White Owl, that one's going to continue to push off to the east. And at about 55 miles an hour. These storms are moving very, very fast. And, I mean, the ingredients are here for tornadoes. Is this area, this whole broad area is under a tornado watch, which continues. And I'm starting to get a little bit worried on the northern one. The velocities are looking very tight, but now the only issue is that I don't see a very pronounced hook. And when I get that, I typically see there's two things that are going on. There's two things that are going on. It's either it is being rain wrapped, which basically means rain is wrapping around the whole area of circulation. That's kind of doing that, and it's circulating around each other, circulating around the tornado, or the rain-cooled air is cutting off the circulation and the air supply that it needs for the circulation and rotation. That would be hopefully the idea, but unfortunately, I'm afraid it's that it's probably rain wrapped if there's a tornado embedded with it. So we got to monitor this very closely. We have a very, very dangerous situation now. We have a couple tornado warnings that continue. This northern one goes until 6 o'clock. That one's possibly rain wrapped. And wow, I just got a new sweep of the radar here, and you can see an unbelievable hail core that is now developed right over this area of concern. And it's starting to form a hook echo. Let's point out a couple things. First of all, this is where the largest of the hail is in South Dakota right now. It is right in that area. That is an extreme hail signature on radar. And the other area of concern is that there's probably a rain-wrapped tornado, if there is, and it would be down here. That was bad. Hold on. Let's see if I can pull up a different one. Alright, so it's probably doing that at the present time, and you could see it easily on the radar. I mean, it's obviously interacting with each other and producing some kind of spin in the atmosphere, especially in the northern one. That one is looking pretty nasty. And also, just the way it's kind of looking too, along with some hail on this line and tornado development, there's probably some strong winds associated with this as well. As you can see, clearly a line of wind that is pushing through the area. So we got all modes of severe weather here on this line. Hail, wind, and tornado development not out of the question here. That is looking pretty likely. Now, we have two tornado warnings. Let me run through this one more time. Two tornado warnings that are in effect, and the first one is up to the north that will be going until 6 o'clock for the area, and then the southernmost one will be going until 6:15 for this area. And I mean, that southernmost one is looking extremely nasty just by radar observations. That one is looking very, very nasty looking and dangerous. That one's probably one of the more interesting hook echoes that I've ever seen. So that one is looking extremely nasty. And same with that hail core. That hail core is very, very, very strong. And no doubt about it, we have a severe thunderstorm warning going on, so I guess that's no question. So that's an update here. Tornado warnings continue, tornado watches continue until 10 o'clock Central Time, 9 o'clock Mountain. We got severe weather, severe thunderstorm warnings that are in effect. We're going to keep an eye on things here in the Storm Center, and I'll be giving out updates as we go along, as I pass along to you. But for the time being, I'm going to gather some information, and I'll be back with more information coming up very, very shortly. So for the time being, I'm going to say that please be aware of the weather situation that is coming across South Dakota this evening and going into the overnight hours. So that's an update. We'll have more information coming up.